Good afternoon, FBC Salinas. This is Pastor John coming to you with another edition of the Midweek Refresher video. And I certainly hope your week is going well, and if not, may this video be one that encourages you, reminds you that God is with you, that He cares for you, that He wants the very best for you. And I desire to provide, and you know this, I desire to provide information and inspiration for you in the middle of your week. Real quick side note, and then we'll come back to the information. Next week, I promise you this, I'm going to be in a location that many of you have asked me about, and I will be there next week. So I invite you, sort of a teaser, to let you know that I will be visiting that place and filming from there next week. All right, so anyway, enough of that. Hey, informational things are these. The first is this. This Sunday, July 11th, we are having Name Tag Sunday. You're going to come in and fill out a name tag with your name on it, put it on, and then you will be able to see other people with their name tags on, and you will be able to know their names. Now, an interesting thing about Name Tag Sunday is this. It's important that you show up on time. I cannot emphasize this enough. And as a pastor, I just want you to know I love having you coming back to campus and coming back into the in-person service. And that being said, it certainly is interesting at 10:30 that we have so few people here. And then by 10:40, the sanctuary is filling up rapidly. So Name Tag Sunday, want to encourage you to use that as a reason to be here a little bit earlier than 10:30 and interact with people as best you can, respecting people's space and things like that. So anyway, that was a pastoral comment there, and meant no harm by it. Just simply want to encourage you to be on time. That would be great. So Name Tag Sunday is this Sunday. A week from this Saturday, on July 17th, we have what we're calling a new member class. I want to broaden this a little bit. Yes, it's for new members, but it's also information. Now, you'll get to hear about our core values. You'll get to hear about, you'll meet the staff, you meet the elders, and we'll talk about a variety of things that compose FBC Salinas. So even if you're not interested in being a member, or you know somebody who's been attending for a while and probably membership isn't what they're looking for right now, but they want to know more about the church, please invite them. And if there are people who are interested in becoming members, this is a great opportunity for them to be a part of that. So that is on Saturday, July 17th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and it will include a lunch as well. Last bit of information for you is we have family camp coming up. It's from July 23rd to the 25th. It's in Felton, California, and Mark Rollins and Lorena Geary and some others are helping lead this, and it is going to be a great time of getting to connect with one another. And if you're only interested in coming out for a portion of it, please let us know. We'll be more than happy to make that available to you as well. I know that many people are going to be only able to go out for a portion of it, and so that's okay. It'll be a great time to be with others no matter what. So it's July 23rd to 25th. Invite you to email us at info@FBC-Salinas if you have any questions, as well as if you're here on campus, simply stop by and drop in and we'll answer your questions. If you're here on a Sunday morning, please let us know and we'll connect you to Mark Rollins. He's the one that has all the information for that. All right, so that's the informational portion of the video. Want to spend a few moments, and I mean just a few moments, going over something that I think impacts all of us. I don't know about you, but there are days when I wonder, you know what? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? And maybe that came out a little bit wrong. I don't doubt that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I believe I'm called by God to be a pastor, but let me make it a little bit more specific. There are times when I sit there and think, man, I am really just, I wonder if I have great, if I understand my value in God's eyes. And oftentimes I forget my value in God's eyes. I sit there and I see all the things that I can't do. I see all the things that I failed to do, or I see the things that I tried and it didn't quite work out that well. And I allow those things to build in my life and it gets discouraging. And I don't know if I'm the only one. I don't think I'm the only one that struggles with this. Parents, I know you struggle with it with your children, wondering, what did I do wrong here or whatever? And then others, we simply struggle. I mean, we wonder in our relationship, in our marriages, in our work relationships, why is it that I always seem to not quite get it right? And we allow that to infiltrate our lives, and we come away going, man, I don't know if I have great worth. Well, that's the world talking to us. That's our own doubts. That's our own brokenness talking to us. And in the midst of that time, we need to remember something, that we have great value, not because of us, but because of who God is. And in my quiet time today, I got to read these words from Psalm 8 and listen to these words. And it's arguably one of my favorite psalms, if not my favorite psalm. It says this, Yahweh our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You've set your glory in the heavens. Through the praise of children and infants, you have established a stronghold against your enemies to silence the foe of the avenger. He's setting the stage. He's talking about how awesome God is. And then he says this, when I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place. What is mankind that you are mindful of them? Human beings that you care for them. And that's where I get sometimes. I get to those places where I sit there wondering, Lord, in the midst of all this, what is man that you're mindful of? What am I that you're mindful of me, that you care for me? I ask those questions. Maybe you do too. And then he says this in verse 5, you have made them a little lower than the angels and crowned them with glory and honor. You made them rulers over the works of your hands. You put everything under their feet, all flocks and herds and the animals of the wild, the birds in the sky, the fish in the sea, all that swim the paths of the sea. Yahweh our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. I want to go back to verse 5. In the midst of the psalmist saying, what are you, God, you've made so much. Your creation is so vast. It's so majestic. It's so wonderful. Why would you care for us? Why do you even care for us? That you're even mindful of us? And his answer is found in verse 5. He says, you've made them a little lower than the angels. An interesting thing in your translation, perhaps, you'll see this, that there's a little italicized letter there that tells you to go to a footnote. And in that footnote, it's what was originally written. And what was originally written? It's this, is that you have made them, humanity, a little lower than yourself. That's how much value we have in God's eyes. There is no other part of creation that has such incredible value, such vast value. No other part of creation. We can look at the sun setting on the ocean. We can see the sun rising in the east. We can see plants and beautiful animals and beautiful flowers, and we can see all types of organisms and all types of creation. We can be in awe of all this. We can see great cloud formations. We can see so many different beautiful things in this area. And in the midst of it, we can forget that God is mindful of us, that He cares for us, that He made us, He made you a little bit lower than Himself. That's beautiful. And it's my prayer in the midst of all that we experience in life, that we'd be mindful that He's mindful of us, and that He has created us just a little bit lower than Himself. We have a great God, who dearly loves us. May we not forget that. And may we lean into him and his value and the way he looks at us all the more. May those voices in our head that say that we're not worth much, may those voices in our head that say that we're never going to be enough, may those voices in our head be quieted by his incredible grace that says, I love you, and you're on my mind, and you have great value to me. So much value that I came, I lived, and I died on a cross, and I rose from the dead. What a great God we have. May we rejoice in that this week. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love you. I'm praying for you, and I am thankful for you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.